The views and opinions expressed on this program do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of 580 WCHS, its employees, or WVRC Media. From the studios of WVRC Media, the country, the United States of America, the state, West Virginia, the city, Charleston. This is the Dave Allen Show on 580 Live. And your host.
What we've got here is failure to communicate.
He's kind of a big deal.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
Dave Allen.
And a good Monday morning to everybody. Senior producer Ryan Nicholson in charge of things this morning. Guarantee Bank Hotline 304-345-5858. Tony the Taylor text 304-935-5008. We're in the Jarrett Construction Studios, right on time, right on budget. Visit jarrett-construction.com. Phone calls to the show, a service of Guarantee Bank, 1320 Kanawha Boulevard, East in Charleston. Guarantee Bank, your community, your bank, your story. Texting services provided by West Virginia's finest men's store, Tony the Taylor, on Virginia Street in Charleston. Monday edition of the show. Hope everybody had a great weekend, but forget about it because it's Monday. Metro News meteorologist Brian Hughes says we could be in the mid to upper 70s today. A little rain rolling through the Kanawha Valley. Certain spots, little spotty showers this morning. Definite warm-up, though, from what we saw over the weekend. There's a slight chance of that rain continuing throughout the day. Warming up to about 80 tomorrow. Rain will move in late tomorrow night into Wednesday, then we cool off again. Highs on Thursday only around 60, upper 60s by Friday. You can follow Metro News meteorologist Brian Hughes on air and online at Facebook and by downloading the Metro News television app. Coming up today, Charleston Mayor Amy Shuler Goodwin is here. She comes in once a month and takes questions, comments, concerns from the public. She'll do that today. Also, your chance to, get your questions answered, like I said. Also, she's a candidate for re-election, so we'll talk to her about the campaign. This Saturday, the annual Tunnels to Tower event going on at Ripley. Sophia Wigal, the organizer of the event, is here to talk about that. And, of course, your calls and texts. Guarantee Bank Hotline 304-345-5858. Tony the Taylor text 304-935-5008. One programming note, Danny Jones not with us this week. Danny will return next week. Want to welcome to the show now Kanawha County Board of Education member who's hoping you will elect him come Election Day. It's Mike Arbogast. Good afternoon, sir. Welcome to the show.
Good morning.
Did I say good afternoon? I never know what show I'm on.
Ready to go home.
I'm just going to start saying hello, to people because I get the two shows. I am here, right?
Cover all bases.
You can see me, right?
You're physically here.
I'm physically here,
yes.
Right? Mentally, not so much. But good morning and welcome.
Good morning
to the show.
you.
I want to start off with I'm here to talk to you about your campaign. But I did want to ask you about this situation. We reported on it as did everyone Saturday with the shots fired. It was a track and field event going on at Lately Field. Shots were fired away from the field. No one was in danger. But I thought as somebody who's been around sports your entire life, and we'll get into your biography a little bit later on, but also as a member of the Board of Education, thought I'd give you an opportunity to speak on it.
Well, terrible thing. A scary thing. I know that people panic. You think you hear about it going on all the time everywhere, and when it hits a little bit closer to home, it's got a different feel to it. I will say that I thought Joe Varney did a fantastic job of handling what happened, the situation. It happened quick here again. And I don't know if everybody knows, it did not happen inside Lately Field. It was outside on Piedmont, like somebody drove by and fired off shots. I have no idea why that guy would do such a thing.
He was apprehended shortly thereafter.
Yes, thank goodness. And then hopefully he's going to be held accountable for that because, like I say, it puts fear into people. And here again, it can happen anywhere, but it did happen here. And I also want to commend Charleston Police Department, Kanawha County Sheriff's Office. They were there quickly and they apprehended the suspect quickly, and it was handled what we thought in a productive way as far as maintaining the safety of our students. You think about all the great events that go on at Lately Field, and all things we've done and not had one ounce of problem. And this kind of a black eye to the city. And I get that. But I think moving forward, like I say, this is an isolated incident. Nobody was being targeted. And I hate that it happened, and hopefully we'll be able to move forward from it and it won't happen again. I mean, we got some things coming up right now. We got regional track meets getting ready to happen, the state track meets there, and we'll be prepping for the state football championships before you know it.
Yeah. Well, and I think it's very important to point out again that this happened in the area around Laidley Field, so because someone had asked me, well, can this person be charged with additional charges because it was on school property? But really, it wasn't. So it was something that happened outside the event.
They weren't, but it was close to home. And here again, a terrible thing, but with the reviews that I've seen, and we've been in constant contact with the superintendent. I've talked to Joe Varney personally, and here again, I think they did what they could do.
Mike Arbogast is here, member of the Kanawha County Board of Education. Now, you were appointed to that position, as I said, hoping our voters hoping you will elect you to that position. Any surprises during your time on the board? I mean, you've been around, students your entire career with your work with the SSAC and whatnot. But any surprises? Anything that kind of you weren't expecting?
Nothing hit me between the eyes. I didn't have that aha moment. Oh my goodness. Everything that I have experienced at this point are things that I have dealt with in the past and, felt comfortable with. Now, not everything's been easy. Going through the staffing formula and be able to, maintain our budget, which I said early on going into it that I am going to be a good steward of our taxpayer dollars given this opportunity. So I paid attention to how the budgeting was going on. But, when you come down to managing that budget and you're looking at the staffing formula and that's grossly outdated, in my opinion, from the state level. And, it's difficult. It's difficult to tell people we're sorry. We don't have a position for you anymore. Through the process of eliminating students and, not to get into the Hope Scholarship thing, people can educate their children, the best what they think's best for their family. Nobody's going to tell me what's best for my family. But at the end of the day, there are repercussions for that. And then these are people that we work with every day, people that I actually hired. While I was an administrator in Kanawha County Schools, and it's difficult to eliminate these positions, and until something changes, unfortunately, I don't think it's going to get better anytime soon. So that part's been the biggest challenge. That, and, I've been participating in continuing education classes with West Virginia County Boards of Education and trying to really focus on the legalities, focus on policy. So that's been a good thing for me. I've always told my kids to be a lifelong learner, and now I'm living that. So, and learning new things, that's been a good thing for me.
It's a difficult time. Again, we're talking with Mike Arbogast from Kanawha County Board of Education. Been a difficult time for anyone in West Virginia in the public school sector, whether you're a teacher, whether you're a board member or administrator, whatever the case, because as you mentioned, there's been people that have lost their jobs, population loss, school consolidation, all these things. It's not easy being on the Board of Education.
It's not a great time. It's not a great time to be a Board of Education member or a superintendent. And I feel sorry for Dr. Potter and her staff as well. I mean, they're the ones that have to make these decisions. The Board of Education ultimately has to approve the decision she's making, but we trust what she's doing and her and her staff there, that she's got good people around her, and sometimes you have to make these difficult decisions. And like I say, hopefully moving forward, we're going to be able to maintain our integrity here in Kanawha County Schools. I do know that there are 11 counties in West Virginia currently under state takeover for a multitude of reasons. Some of them financially, some of them not. But they don't want to do that. They don't want to come in and take over. And I certainly, as a board member, do not want the State Department to have to ever come in and take over Kanawha County Schools. So I don't foresee that happening. But at the same time, that comes down to, responsibility and being able to communicate effectively and making sure that we're making the right decisions for our students.
For those who don't know you, give us your bio. Just tell us who Mike Arbogast is.
I'm born and raised here in Kanawha County, down St. Albans. I got a job as a teacher aide when I was 19 years old and still in school. I had to get insurance to get work. So I got a job as a teacher aide and started, I went through, school, went to school at night at West Virginia State University and always went full time during the summers and finally graduated. It took me a couple extra years to get through because I was a part-time student and a full-time employee, but eventually started teaching and coaching at Dunbar Junior High School, and in 1990 started coaching basketball at South Charleston High School, and eventually transitioned into that building where I worked as a teacher and a coach and an athletic director, vice principal, and I was curriculum vice principal for a couple of years. And then ultimately I became principal of the school in 2007 when Coach Walton retired, and stayed there until 2018.
If you are chosen, Mike, by the voters for on Election Day, what do you hope to accomplish during your next term?
Well, here again, it's I want to continue to build on the positive things that are going on within our schools. And I will tell you, Dave, since I got on here, I have been doing walkthroughs in our buildings. The positive has been being able to reconnect with people that I've worked with for years, and then also getting out and meeting new people. That's always a thrill for me to be able to do that. But I have been in our schools. I'm seeing here again things that I saw as a principal, talented people that have chosen to teach school. And I see a lot of good things going on within our schools. And I think the biggest challenge that we face as educators is, and I've said this before, that I want to be able to offer something to every kid that walks in our schools. And I don't care what their goals are in life. I want to be able to help guide them to that. But that's a tall task. I mean, if you're talking about kids that are wanting to be in the medical profession or legal profession, all the way down to people that want to be in the vocational field, and these kids, by the time they get to high school, they realize what they're wanting to do, through their life experiences, and I think we need to make sure our curriculum stays broad enough to be able to accommodate those kids' needs.
You have a website or social media for your campaign?
It's a Facebook page, Michael Arbogast for Kanawha County Schools Board of Education. And we've been posting. I mean, I've been on the run. I've been to multiple city council meetings, and I've attended every political forum and event that I've been invited to. And, here again, it's the experience that I have, in the trenches, and, I feel like I'm offering my services, and people want me to continue to serve. I've been on there now for 6 months, so you can go back and take a look at the questions I ask and how I voted. And if given the opportunity, I'm going to get after it. I mean, I have strong work ethics, I always have, and more importantly, I have a passion for what I do, and I have a passion for our school system. Final 30.
Why should someone vote Mike Arbogast to keep you on the Kanawha County Board of Education?
Here again, through the things we just spoke about, Dave, the experience that I've had over 43 years experience in Kanawha County schools, again, starting clear back, and worked in service personnel, and I've taught and, been in the administration end. I went back and substituted, after my retirement. I got another job, and shout out to my bosses for not firing me, Brian and Tammy, for all the days I've been missing over this. But, here again, the work ethics that I have and what I'm going to bring to the table, and the passion that I have for our school system, and more importantly for our children in Kanawha County.
Mike Arbogast, appreciate you being here. Best of luck to you.
Thanks for having me, Dave.
It's 9:21, the Dave Allen Show on 580 Live, brought to you in part by Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Back after this on the Voice of Charleston, WCHS.
The Dave Allen Show is presented in part by Generations Ford in Hurricane, part of the Eric J. Tarr family of businesses.
My name's Chris Miller. I'm president of Dutch Miller Automotive. Jarrett Construction completely renovated and helped redesign Dutch Miller Kia in South Charleston. The fit and the finish and the quality of the project is exceptional. He has an attention to detail and an eye for that kind of stuff. You always want to give your best to your customer. It's just as important to him as it is to you. If you're ever looking to build anything, I'd call Jarrett Construction, because you know exactly you're going to get something excellent every single time.
Call on Jarrett Construction.
Poca Valley has proudly served the citizens of Roane, Kanawha, Putnam, and surrounding counties for over a century. As your trusted community bank, we're committed to building relationships and meeting your financial needs. And with the Poca Valley Visa card, you can enjoy competitive interest rates, no annual fees, and a rewarding points program, all from a bank you know and trust. Visit your local Poca Valley office to apply, or call us. Poca Valley, where relationships matter. Member FDIC.
Hi, I'm David McCormick, owner of Omega Commercial Interiors. We'd like to thank you, West Virginia, for making us the #1 office furniture and commercial interiors company in West Virginia. Remember, when you're looking for quality office furniture and space planning for healthcare, corporate offices, or even a private office, call us and buy local. Omega Commercial Interiors. We're a proud West Virginia company. Visit us online at OmegaCommercialInteriors.com in Morgantown and Charleston.
This is Mike Arbogast, member of the Kanawha County Schools Board of Education. I'm still a believer that our public education system is the best avenue for our children to have success in life. Through my experience, I feel I can help the central office navigate through the challenging times that lie ahead. I would encourage each of you to have your voice heard by taking 20 minutes out of your day on May 12th to go vote. I would appreciate your support. I'm number 7 on the ballot.
Paid for by Michael Arbogast for KCBOE.
My husband, Kirk, was raised in a coal camp. We've been married for 51 years.
That's Becky Kirkpatrick. Becky is married to Judge Kirkpatrick, who's running for our Supreme Court.
Everyone calls him Kirk, and he's the hardest working person you'll ever meet. The most honest, too.
Judge Kirkpatrick is the most experienced candidate for our Supreme Court. Kirkpatrick has a record of tough sentencing on criminals convicted of the worst crimes. But Judge Kirkpatrick is also compassionate. His drug court saved countless young lives.
Kirk and I have raised 2 sons, and we have 2 grandchildren. If there's one lesson they'll learn from Kirk, it's to treat everybody with dignity and respect.
Judge Kirkpatrick is tough, honest, and fair.
I'm Becky Kirkpatrick, and I hope you will join me in supporting my husband, Judge Kirkpatrick, for our Supreme Court. I promise he won't let us down.
Paid for by Kirk for Court, Ralph Richmond, Treasurer.
9:24, there sounds of the official house band of the Dave Allen Show. Amos Steele. Amos Steele's going to be playing Ribfest this Saturday night, so go check them out. It's in Marmet. We'll be talking more about Ribfest coming up throughout the week. 9:24, Dave Allen Show on 580 Live, brought to you part by the Charleston Dirty Birds. Birds are on the road this week. They're off tonight, of course, but the rest of the week they're in Staten Island. They're back at Go-Mart Ballpark on Tuesday the 12th. Get your tickets now, dirtybirdsbaseball.com. And if you don't have your tickets for Marshall WVU tomorrow night, well, you're out of luck because the game is officially sold out. Charleston Mayor Amy Shuler Goodwin coming up a little bit later on. It's been a huge event in Ripley the last few years, the annual Tunnel to Towers event. It's happening this Saturday. Sophia Wigal's here to talk about it. So welcome to the show, and Mom's here too. So
yeah. Thank you for having us.
All right. And so for those who may not know the whole story, tell us the story of Tunnel to Towers. I mean, on a national level, then how you got involved in it.
Yeah, of course. So the Tunnel to Towers Foundation, it was started after 9/11. A firefighter named Steven Siller, he was just getting off of his shift, and he was going to go play a round of golf with his brothers. And he heard what was happening at the towers, so he called his wife and told her to tell his brothers that he was going to catch up with them later. And he went back to his station, and he put on all of his gear, and he ran through the Brooklyn Battery Tunnel and ultimately died at the towers, which is where we get the name Tunnel to Towers. And so he ultimately gave up his life along with many others during 9/11. And so his family started this to help first responders and military members and their families. So if they are catastrophically injured, they will build them smart homes adapted to their needs. If they are killed in the line of duty, they will provide them mortgage-free homes. And they are starting to work with veteran homelessness. You know, we'd like to eradicate it. Obviously, if someone is willing to go risk their life for our country, the least that we should be able to do is take care of them and make sure that they are not living on the street in the country that they fought for. And so they are providing them PTSD support and trade skills so that they are not completely reliant upon the foundation. And they also announced a scholarship program for their in the line of duty children that up to the age of 33 years old, they can get their tuition paid for and a free ride to college. So they're really the foundations, their entire theme is while we have time, let us do good. And again, like I said, it's the whole point is being able to help our first responders and military members and their families live independent lives and to be able to have as much freedom as they can. And so a little bit about how I got started in this is my brother Levi, he's in the military. So I was 13 and he was at basic training. And of course, as 13, you think of all the worst things that could happen. And And that's when I kind of started to pay attention to these commercials that I saw for their catastrophically injured home program. And I saw about a wait list that I think it was about 3 pages long of just all of these names of people that needed a smart home. And I just thought that could be my brother. And that is somebody's child that is on that wait list, who has had a life altering injury that they cannot live on their own. And so when I looked at Mom and I said, I'd like to do something for that. I want to help them. And we reached out to the foundation and we were able to get in contact and start. They said, we have 5Ks that we raise or that we do to help raise money. And this year we've raised over, I believe it's $130,000 so far. So, obviously $11 a month is a very big help to the foundation, but to be able to raise this much money in the past 5 years, it's a blessing, and that's, why we have this event.
And again, it's going to be in Ripley. Give us all the details about the
so,
time. And there's some things people need to know because of early voting going on in Jackson County. So talk about that.
Yep. So definitely pay attention to this because we normally have it at the Jackson County Courthouse, but this year we will not be there. If you show up, you will be by yourself. I guess you could run a 5K there if you want to, but we are going to be at the Ripley High School. It's going to be all on the field. We're going to have the start and finish line there. It's going to be on May 9th at 10 a.m. So do not show up at the Jackson County Courthouse. And we are going to have signs there to say if you do end up showing up on accident, to go back to the Ripley High School. But, we're excited for it. And hey, it's the 5th year we get to switch things up a little bit. And it's also the 25th year of 9/11. So just very big years for us.
And a lot of activities go on site there at the high school, not other than just you got all kinds of other things around it. Talk about all the things that are going on around it.
No, so with the 5K, this is something that I do want to touch on real quick.
Yeah.
But especially for our participants, we would like to push for if there are any first responders and military members to come and run in your gear and participate in your gear. This is, obviously this is about 9/11 and remembering 9/11 and how during that day, all of those first responders and military members ran towards the towers, yes, and they ran towards the danger and they were in their gear. And just like Steven Siller, he ran about the distance of a 5K completely in bunker gear. And so, it's very steeped in remembrance. But, obviously, Ripley, there's so much to do in Ripley. And we really encourage everybody to come out and make a day of it. There's also going to be, what is that? They're having a cookout. Where is that going to be? The VFW. Yep, the VFW is going to be having a cookout that just for after is a little reception.
Okay, cool.
It's going to be at the VFW across from the fire department. And you can go to the 5K and then afterwards go and get maybe some food and enjoy some just community involvement because that's what this is about, is remembering 9/11 and bringing our communities together. And
again, at this point, what do you need at this point? Because I know you have sponsors and things of that nature. We're just a few days away. What are you in need of to pull this thing off for this week?
We just need people's participation. At this point, all of our sponsors are taken care of because obviously we have to get the signage and everything.
Sure, yeah.
That's cut off. If you want to give, you can give, but you won't be on any of the signage. But really, we just really encourage fundraising as individuals. You can go to the website. It's runwalkripley at t2t.org. And you can go there and you can just give $5. It really does not take a lot of money. Every little thing adds up. So we really would just love to have your participation, your involvement. And ultimately, even if you can't make it the day of, if you want to go on and give, $5 or $20, just to help us. We've already raised over $32,000 this year, but just to help us raise even more because, like I said, every little thing adds up and no amount is too small. But again, if you are a military member or first responder, please come out in your gear and participate. I think sometimes they think maybe that, I don't want to be showing off, or they might think, but it's very important for us as individuals. It's very symbolic to see them running and inspiring to see all that they do and all that they do for our communities. And bring your kids out. This is a family event. If you can't run, I know my 80-year-old grandparents were there sitting in lawn chairs, just
cheering them on.
I know, yeah, enjoying the event. You can wave flags, you can come cheer. Really come out the day of and enjoy a day of remembering 9/11 in community.
Now, wait a minute, I got to ask you about one thing. Mm-hmm. Is anybody other than Mayor Rader in Ripley allowed to wave a flag? Because I thought that was kind of her thing only. I mean,
Hey, the mayor provides us the flags, so
Of course she does.
Yeah.
Of course she does.
Bring big flags.
Yeah.
That's something that we haven't had.
Okay.
And others can. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bring out big flags. You can go get them at Walmart. The ones that you put out on your front porch. Run with those. Oh, also, this is a thought. If there are any Spider-Mans or heroes that would want to come in here, we would absolutely love that. We've had a hard time finding it, but that's just something to throw out there. They can contact.
The call is out to superheroes.
Yes,
Superheroes everywhere.
Yes.
All right. I was just kidding about Mary Rader. She's one of my favorite people.
Oh, hey. Well, she's the reason why we have those little flags. So, that's all to her.
I have no doubt. We had a text. Somebody said, any chance that you would move this to Charleston, maybe add the climb, maybe the stairs at Laidley Tower.
Yeah, hey, the climb is something that is amazing. And I will say, if people want to get on board and come help, it's a lot to organize for a 5K and also the money that it involves. But I mean, if we were ever able to get, the support and involvement, I mean, we'd love to bring a climb, or even they have golf tournaments that they do as well. Yeah. So
they do have a climb, I believe, in Elkview.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is there are other events like this in, all over the country, as you said. Yeah, I mean, all right, so give us all the details again.
Yep, so it's going to be May 9th, so this Saturday at 10 a.m. at Ripley High School.
Make sure you realize it's at Ripley High School.
Yes, no other place. Ripley High School.
Not at the courthouse because of early voting.
Yes, yep, last minute date or location change. If you have any questions, follow us at Ripley at Tunnel to Towers. Tunnel to Towers, Ripley, West Virginia, and that we post updates. We'll be posting things also about the location, just to remind everybody. And also, our email is ripley@t2t.org. You can email us if you have any questions, or like I said, message us on Facebook, and we'll be happy to get back to you.
And we're going to have you on midday, I think, later today. Amanda and I will be talking to you about that. So get that statewide flavor, because people really do come from all over. I mean, this is in Ripley in Jackson County. But you get people from all over that come up for this thing.
We have people from Tennessee, Ohio, all over the place within our state. Yeah, it's not just about Ripley. It is a statewide and nationwide event that, it supports our military and first responders. Will go anywhere for us. So, the least we could do is travel a little bit to support them.
And plus, Ripley's just a cool town.
Oh, it is.
It really is.
Yeah.
And it's of course the home of Joe Parsons and Jared Parsons, too. So I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that. All right. One other text, somebody said, anyone ever considered a bus tour to Ground Zero to the memorial before the anniversary? And the texter said, I would love to go there, but New York is insane right now. Is that something that you'd look at maybe for the future? You dream big, girl. You really do.
Listen, I will say, we did do a bus tour to New York, and I was able to go to Ground Zero. But one thing I will say, this is just to throw this out there. Obviously, this is the 25th year anniversary, and if anyone ever has the opportunity to go to the Tunnel to Towers run in New York, I highly recommend. That is something that should be a bucket list thing for everyone, because to be in New York, you actually run the exact footsteps that Stephen did. So you go through the Brooklyn Battery Tunnel and you go all the way to Ground Zero. And just to see, everyone they are all holding, there's firemen and military members holding banners of every single person, first responder and military member that passed away on 9/11. And just to be in New York and in that atmosphere, if anyone ever has the opportunity, I believe it's the last weekend in September, but definitely put that on your bucket list, because obviously Ripley is very big and it's an amazing opportunity but to be able to go to a Tunnel to Towers run in New York, and their big, their main thing, it's 35,000 people that can
whole different
participate.
level.
Oh yeah. No, but that is something, if you ever get the opportunity to do, we were able to go, I believe, in 2021 or 2022. And my goodness, just chills. It's very emotional. It's very, I can't even explain it.
Okay. By the way, things can change with the weather,
Yes.
However, right now, there's no chance of rain on Saturday.
Oh, perfect. Keep it that way.
Thank you, Brian Hughes.
Yes.
Thank you, Brian Hughes. Also, understand our own Matt Murphy's going to be there too, right?
Oh, yeah. Yep. He's going to be our DJ, and we're very thankful for him.
Matt Guitar Murphy will be there. So, all right. Sophia and Mom, I appreciate you both being here. Thanks.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you so much.
24 minutes away from 10. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live, brought to you in part by Pinnacle Consultants, helping to identify environmental concerns, asbestos, lead, mold, and/or quality issues in buildings all across the state, providing inspections, testing, and accredited lab services you could trust. Check out pinnaclecorp.net, helping you understand your environment, because what you don't know can hurt you. Charleston Mayor Amy Shuler Goodwin coming up next on the Voice of Charleston, WCHS.
Are you looking for a technical job in the medical field? Generations is growing and looking to add on job-trained physical therapy techs to our rehab team. To apply, visit one of our 7 convenient locations or simply click on us at generationspt.com.
Charleston, there's a new bank in town, but it's built on something timeless: relationships. Guarantee Bank is now open on the Boulevard, bringing community banking back to the Kanawha Valley. We're local decision makers, real people, and a team that understands West Virginia business. Whether you're growing your company, buying a home, or planning for the future, we're here to help. Stop by our new Charleston branch at 1320 Kanawha Boulevard and experience banking the way it should be. Guarantee Bank, where community comes first.
I'm Michael Gerouge, and I'm running for state senate. My faith and family guide everything I do. They shape my values, my work, and the way I serve others. As your state senator, those same principles will guide every decision I make for our community. I want our kids to have real opportunity right here at home.
In politics, a lot of people talk about faith and family values. Michael Gerouge lives them. Rooted in his faith, active in his church, and proud to be raising his 4 children right here in Kanawha County. Paid for by Michael Gerouge for Senate.
What if the market drops after you retire? What if healthcare costs continue to rise? What if you outlive your savings? If these questions keep you up at night, you're not alone. And you don't have to figure it out alone. I'm John Burdett with 4th Avenue Financial, and I specialize in retirement income planning. Let's turn your what-ifs into a plan you can count on. Schedule your free consultation today at 4thavenuefinancial.com. 4th Avenue Financial, retirement done right.
Securities offered through Jenny McCole Financial Incorporated, member FINRA SIPC. Advisory services offered through Jenny McCole Advisors Incorporated.
This is TV's Dr. Travis Stork for Eggland's Best Eggs. Eggs are a staple in our diets, and there's only one egg with more delicious farm fresh taste plus superior nutrition. Eggland's Best. With more vitamins, including 6 times more vitamin D and 10 times more vitamin E, plus 25% less saturated fat than ordinary eggs. Available in so many delicious varieties: classic, cage-free, organic, free-range, and pasture-raised. Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
21 minutes away from 10. Amos Steel Band, what you're listening to there. You can check them out at Ribfest in Marmet this Saturday night. Showtime is 8 o'clock. Be sure and join me every Friday morning, 9 to 6, for the Adopt Me Please Pet of the Week from the Kanawha Charleston Humane Association, brought to you by Almost Heaven Interiors, family owned and proudly serving the community for over 50 years, specializing in custom blinds, shades, shutters, upholstery, and beautifully crafted sewn goods. From homes to hospitals, classrooms to commercial spaces, they do it all. Located 516 D Street in South Charleston. Coming up later today, Metro News Midday, 13 News, and tonight live anchor Amanda Barron and me, powered by Salango Law. Now, I guess now it's Dr. Amanda Barron, after she was given her degree from the University of Charleston on Saturday. Sophia from Tunnels to Towers, you just heard, going to be making a return appearance on midday today. Jeff Jenkins will have the news. TJ Meadows will stop by, and of course, Open Line West Virginia. Metro News Midday with 13 News, and tonight live anchor Amanda Barron and me, powered by Salango Law, coming up at noon. I will not be on the local show tomorrow. It's cancer treatment day for me. Dale Cooper will sub for me tomorrow. I will be back on Wednesday with House of Delegates candidate Marissa Jackson. We'll get a little update on Foam at the Dome, which is happening this coming Saturday on the Boulevard. Zach Creed, who's a candidate for Putnam County Commission, will stop by, and Dr. Stephen Eschenauer, who's a candidate for State Senate, all coming up on the show on Wednesday. Quickly, I want to get this in here. Early voting continues in West Virginia through Saturday. Kanawha County voters downtown on Courier Street, Sheriff's Department across lanes, Belltown Hall, St. Albans City Hall, West Sats Community Center in Nitro, the Sissonville Library, the Oakview Community Center, Marmet Town Hall, the Girl Scouts of the Black Diamond Council on the west side. And Putnam County early voting continues at Valley Park and at the courthouse in Winfield. Let me knock out a couple texts, and then we will get to, I promise she's sitting by or standing by. I will get to Charleston Mayor Amy Shuler Goodwin coming up. Text says, speaking of first responders, have you seen the post from the brother of the guy from the Elkview tragedy? It is some sad reading. Yes, I have. Text mentioning the Hope Scholarship. You see how some schools across the country are organizing these anti-ICE protests and walkouts, and activist teachers are using the brainwashed students to be the little foot soldiers. You can understand why a lot of people here in West Virginia are wanting that charter school and homeschooling choice, because even though that type of activism may not be here now, it normally finds its way here. Thank you, texter, for that text. Another text says, thank you West Virginia Radio and V100 for not canceling the yard sale at Laidley Field parking lot this Saturday. Steve and Jenny's yard sale will be this Saturday. Steve and Jenny will be on the show on Friday to talk about it. She's here. She's been here.
Hi.
I just had stuff I had to get to.
Yes,
Charleston,
I love it.
Amy Shuler going, how you doing?
I wonder if Steve and Jenny, wonder what they have in their yard sale. That sounds great.
It's huge. I mean, it really, really is. All right, I do want to get serious about several things. One of those is the event that you had the track. You didn't have it, but there was a track event Saturday at Laidley Field. Shots were fired not inside the stadium. It was by somebody, on the outside. I think it was 18 years old, and it was taken into custody rapidly. Your thoughts?
Yeah. Well, I'll give credit where credit is due, is the immediate response of our first responders, certainly our police, who showed up. If you know Deputy Chief, he's now Deputy Chief, Detective Tony Hazlett. There's a reason why he is at the top of this administration, is his solve rate is outstanding. He can find someone and find out the answers. The Charleston Police Department and our detectives are just incredible at doing that. And so thank you to them. And I'll just go ahead and say, while my boys are, in college now, and having been at that track and having been at big meets and big concerts and big events, this is what I will say. Thank you to the parents who remained calm, who, evacuated, who, information, and I say that you and I talk about this all the time. Guess what is important yesterday, today, and will be especially tomorrow? I have a very good girlfriend who could not be there. She was with another kid, but she had one kid that was running, and texted and said, thank you for providing when you had correct and accurate information. Because when you start posting things, this is what I think would happen. Check on your kids. It is a mother-father nightmare. Your heart sinks when you're providing information that is not clear. I know that we live in a give it to me right now, I want the information. It is very dangerous when you do that. And so thank you to the parents, to the administrators, and folks who are providing information when you could get it. Because what happens in an emergency situation, and unfortunately, and I'm going to knock on some wood here, Dave, I've been in a lot. You have to remain calm. You have to work with the people. The first thing is to make sure that everybody is safe and you are working boots on the ground. That happened. As always, we will, it wasn't a City of Charleston event, but we are always asked to respond, and we do. We're going to go in to say, what happened? How did you do? How may we help you in any way manage these events going forward? But I'll just go back and say, I'm a School of Journalism grad. Information is important. Accurate information is critical, and especially when you're dealing with a very scary situation and when you're dealing with children. And, I'm not sure how we get through this world and this new, ever-changing. I've got to have it first. I want it first. I want to be the first person to post. I want to make money off of this. I'm not sure how that is going to jive with what we do, what I knew as a profession of mine for so long, and what you all do here at Metro News. But it is really worth revisiting, and especially as a mother of a child who's getting ready to graduate in the Reed School of Media. How do we get something to people quick if it is important and we know it to be true, if it is beneficial? And that's the thing that I honestly, when I see situations happen like this, really, Dave, that's the thing that I worry about the most.
Don't get me started on this, because I won't have any time for you. I mean, I'll tell you, a couple weeks ago we had that horrible chemical.
That's
spill.
right.
By the time and I'm not downplaying the injuries by any stretch of the imagination. We had people reporting it was a mass casualty event. I'm not downplaying the seriousness of it, but it's not your place to post that on Facebook. Okay, that's not you. You've not been trained on how to do this. Yeah, I'm not a journalist. I don't pretend to be. Yeah. Okay, but let the professionals handle that.
Yeah, the rules I think of when to post and how to post should never really be any different. If you know something to be true, That's when you post it.
I heard. That's what you always get. I heard.
But I do appreciate people wanting information. So please don't misunderstand. I want people to get information and quickly, especially if it has something to do with their safety. But when you don't know and you start lobbing things into the air, it certainly scares folks. Fortunately for us, no one was injured. It was an unfortunate but successful drill and exercise that these poor children had to go through, and administrators. But we should be doing that, by the way. We do it at law enforcement. We do it all the time. We do it in City Hall. We do it across the city. By the way, we had an exercise that happened last Friday. We were going through some drills as well as we do with our Homeland Security team. Those are the things that I can promise you will continue to happen, because when the temperature gets very high and people get anxious, first responders have to remain calm and cool. That's why we say it.
All right. City Council is tonight, and there is, I think you're going to be talking about a bill about rec centers and a fee or something. Talk about that.
Yeah, sure. So here's the good news. The good news is we have, over the past handful of years, put in more than $20 million in our park and recs facilities. That's the good news. The good news is kids have better, safer places to play with upgraded equipment. Every year we invest more and more into our kids, because that was a promise we made and a promise we kept. However, when you start to invest and you have all of these new shiny toys, everyone wants to participate. That's what we want, by the way. We don't make money off of our park and rec center. So let me go ahead and also state that to you, Dave. But what we've needed to do is be a little bit more clear. If you'd like to rent the fields, if you'd like to rent, we have now disc golf course competitions that come in. It's a new thing for me. I'm understanding it little by little every day. But we're getting inundated. That is a good thing, with requests to host softball tournaments, baseball leagues, which is fabulous. Basketball leagues are coming in, and we want to accommodate everyone. We just need to make sure that our rules are a little tightened up. We also need to make sure that, oh, by the way, I still have to clean. I still have to re-turf. I still have to have our team there late into the evening. And so we need to make sure that we are investing, putting back into the usage of those fields and courts and golf courses and areas as well. But as you will note tonight, that we will ask council and, of course, our Park and Recs chairwoman, Caitlin Cook, and others who have really helped us along the way, Councilmember Chad Robinson, also on Park and Recs, is that we are being accommodating and fair. I don't want to charge somebody. I don't want to charge the little team who's coming in to practice. We want to make sure that still, if you are coming in for individual use of things, that it is free. That if you want to throw a golf, bag on your back and you want to go out with your kids, it is free still to do those things in the city of Charleston. When you're swimming, we want kids swimming during the summer. We want to make sure those things are free. But as we noted, when we started to invest in the fields, this is big money. And so we have to make sure that if there are teams coming into play, that we have good guidelines that we're going to follow. And so you'll watch that pass through tonight.
Text says, can you ask the mayor for an update on the Capital Connector project?
Yes, thank you so much. So as you well know, this is an amazing $27 million project at the end of the day, from Magic Island to the 35th Street Bridge. We are enhancing our riverfront. It has sorely needed it for so many years. It's an area of our city where it is highly used, but has been underdeveloped, if you will. And so we are getting ready to break ground in a couple of months on this, and just working, of course, with our federal highway partners and, of course, the state of West Virginia to make sure that we have more safer, better lit bicycle walking lanes. I was on a motorcycle, by the way.
I heard.
This weekend on the boulevard. It was fun. But that boulevard, as we should, we're a river city. We should be using the riverfront. And now we are investing, fortunately, with a lot of our federal partners, the dollars that we've needed to really upgrade that area.
I'm going to take a break, and then I got a couple more questions for you. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live, brought to you in part by the all-new Generations Ford of Hurricane. Visit generationsford.com. Back after this on the Voice of Charleston, WCHS.
Brought to you by the Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses. Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses care for your family.
Running a business in the Kanawha Valley means dealing with a lot at once. Customers, employees, deadlines, and 100 little problems that pop up during the day. Technology shouldn't be one of them. At Next Level Technologies, we help Charleston area businesses keep their systems secure, backed up, and running smoothly so the workday stays on track. If you're spending too much time dealing with computer problems, it may be time for a better approach. Learn more at nextleveltech.com. Next Level Technologies, practical IT, strategic outcomes.
I'm Tom Willis, running against Shelley Moore Capito for U.S. Senate. Sarah and I love raising our kids here in West Virginia. You're the best people in the world, and it has been my honor to serve West Virginia for 26 years in the West Virginia National Guard, including flood duties all over our great state, and now in the state Senate. Shelley has abandoned our West Virginia traditional Christian family values, is ranked as one of the top insider traders in the U.S. Senate, and instead of negotiating for West Virginia families, got her son appointed as DA. I'm Tom Willis, and I approve this message because it's time for a change, West Virginia.
Paid for by Tom Willis Victory.
Injured? Call Morgan & Morgan. We'll always be here for the people, not the powerful. We'll always be here for you.
Office 222 Capitol Street, Charleston. Cases will be handled by West Virginia licensed attorneys. The attorney in this ad is not licensed in West Virginia. ForThePeople.com.
I'm Michael Gerouge, and I'm running for state senate because I believe our kids deserve real opportunities right here at home. I'm focused on what matters most to us, creating good-paying jobs, strengthening our schools, investing in roads, bridges, and infrastructure. As a small business owner, I know what it means to work hard, meet a payroll, and fight for growth, and I'll bring that same work ethic to the state senate.
Kanawha County needs a proven job creator. Michael Gerouge employs 40 people at his local business and understands how to grow our economy from the ground up. Paid for by Michael Gerouge for Senate.
The Husson's Pizza special for May. A large 18-inch pepperoni pizza and any 10-inch whole sub for only $23.99. Visit your nearest Husson's for dine-in, pickup, or delivery. Order now at HussonsPizza.com.
Check them out this Saturday night at Rib Fest in Marmette. Amos Steele Band. Charleston Mayor Amy Shuler Goodwin is here for the mayor. Text says 7th Avenue medians in North Charleston need mowed. The grass is close to hip level. I know 7th Avenue medians aren't a city responsibility, but it's an entrance to the city. I know it's a poor area and an area near chemical plants, so it's likely why the state neglects it. However, it's an entrance to the city, and its maintenance or lack thereof reflects on the city. Maybe pressure the state so that part of the city doesn't seem so neglected.
Thank you so much.
She's taking notes as we speak.
Yeah, literally. And texting Andrew also just to make sure that we put a note on that as well and put it in our Q alert system. Thank you for the call. Appreciate it. Yeah. You know, I will say it's the season. 'Tis the season. We're going to get a lot of high grass calls, a lot of mowing calls, and we get to them as fast, I promise you, as we possibly can. We work as best as we can with partners. You know, when I first became mayor, I said, I don't want it to be the first thing you respond to somebody is by saying, well, that's a state road or that's a federal issue or that's not well, if you live in the city of Charleston and you work in the city of Charleston, it's an our issue. And so that's why we have really maintained and housed really good relationships with folks at a federal level and a state level because listen, and they with us because like it, love it, or hate it, we have to get along. We have to work together. And that's what's always missing at this time of year is that what happens in the real work of municipal government and state government and federal government, it's work. That's what we do. There's no yelling, no screaming, no ads, no funny stuff going on. It's work. It's when you know, what are you doing with your crews? What roads are you hitting first? We're getting to do a massive paving project, the largest one we've had in a long time. Guess who we have to work with? Because they're our partners, the state and the federal. We have to. And so it is imperative that we have good relationships. So when we call and say, hey, 7th Avenue, where's it on your list? And, oh, by the way, we have MOUs. We have agreements as well with the state because we're good partners and they're good partners. And we try to really make sure that we're helping each other out when we can. But also our guys and gals are running 9 ways to Sunday, especially when Mother Nature rains. And during this time of year, everything does. I bet you it is probably up to your hip.
The Dave Allen Show on 580 Line brought to you in part by Husson's Pizza. This month, get a large 18-inch pepperoni pizza and a 10-inch whole sub for $23.99. Find your nearest Husson's for dine-in, delivery, pick up at HussonsPizza.com. All right, I've only have like about 5 minutes, actually less than 5 minutes to show. Early voting's going on now.
It is.
Election day is 1 week from tomorrow. You're on a ballot. You have opposition in the Democratic primary. Why should someone vote to reelect Amy Goodwin?
Well, it might be maybe I'll start with the last thing that I just said. It is about partnerships. It is about maintaining and creating and hosting good partnerships. And by the way, that is not, I'm not just representing Democrats. I'm not just representing Republicans or independents. I'm representing everyone. Good partnerships through the federal government, through our state government. Having worked in this system a long time, it is important. It is important to know who you can call, who you can partner with, and the things that we can build and grow upon. I'm really proud of the things that we have done. And as I have said to you, Dave, many, many a time, I think this is a sprint, and I feel like I have as much energy as I did when I first started. I have more information, that's for sure, than when I first started. The things that we said that we were going to do, we did. We continued to work on other things that we said, we're going to swing. We're going to swing. By the way, not every single thing that we have tried, new ideas, have been successful. But the thing I'm most proud about is, and I say it a lot, I am only one of 700 plus employees. I get a lot of credit because, they put my picture on the wall and they put my name on the stationery, but I feel like I have been a very good team member to this team that we have in the city of Charleston. Hiring and working and surrounding yourself with really competent, really good people who are, as we just said, calm, cool, collected, who understand finance, who understand process, who understand how to work through legislation, who understand the partnerships that you need to have to get things done. And so I'm a big believer in momentum matters. The city of Charleston has seen the type of growth we haven't seen in a very long period of time. And something that folks rarely talk about is our financial position in the city of Charleston is the best it has been in decades, plural decades. And that's something I'm incredibly, incredibly proud about. And it is because we have been thoughtful. We take our time. And we do the really hard lifting of the very heavy work that needs to happen. And also, I love this city. I think of the people who live here as my family. There's not one area of the community I can't walk down the street and know somebody. It's not opinion. That's just a fact. I've been in every single part of this city. I've walked all of the roads in this city. It's 33 square miles, and I love each and every piece of it. This is my final sprint of this election, and this is my final sprint in this job. I have loved it, and I want to do it one more time.
And this is it. Yeah, after this term, if you win, this is it, right?
In this job, yes, sir.
In this job. Interesting. Okay. Charleston Mayor Amy Shuler, a good one. I always ask all the candidates, do you have for your campaign, a Facebook page or a website or anything like that?
Yeah, sure do. You can find me on Facebook, Amy Goodwin for Charleston.
All right. Mayor, appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
All right. We got Talk Line coming up at 10:06, Wilson Meadows. I'll be back at noon with Metro News Midday, powered by Salango Law. And I will not be on the local show tomorrow. Dale Cooper will be subbing for me tomorrow. I will be back on the local show, though, on Wednesday. Ryan Nicholson, our producer, thank you so much. See you later today on Midday. Till then, have fun and love somebody.
WCHS AM 96.5 FM Charleston and 104.5 Cross Lanes. A WVRC media station. We're proud to live here too.